Yo, how's everybody doing? It's your boy College Football Weekly here, back again with another video. In this video, I'm going to be going over my top 25 here for Week 10. Pretty crazy week. 2 top 10 teams losing, along with tons of teams in like the lower tier of the top 25. I have 8 new entries in my poll this week. And yeah, first week the college football ranking official playoff rankings come out. I might do a video on that if something's like I completely in shock by. So yeah. But yeah, if you're new, this I just rank the teams how if I was on the committee, this is how I would rank my team. So yeah, at number 25 I got Mississippi State. Mississippi State is they beat Texas A&M this weekend, which I predicted. Funny thing, I was predicting that game, and I went back and forth. I picked Texas A&M, then I looked at the game more, and I'm like, hold up, it's at Mississippi State at night. The cowbells are gonna be out. I'm gonna go with Mississippi State, and just because of that, I think Mississippi State has the most annoying atmosphere for a visitor with the cowbells, and I think it's underrated. Like it's definitely, you know, people know it's annoying, but I think playing there and just trying to hear, you just can't. And I literally put Mississippi State on here just because of their ability to knock off teams at home. So yeah, number 24 Northwestern. They've been kind of quietly racking up the wins, 4 in a row. They only lost to Michigan by 3. They beat Michigan State. They knocked the socks off of Wisconsin. Just like Michigan. Michigan got so much credit for that, so give some credit to Northwestern for pretty much doing the same thing. So yeah, at number 23, Syracuse. Syracuse, I kind of underrate Syracuse, but hey, you know, they beat NC State. I thought it was going to be really close. I don't think NC State's that good of a team. I mean, they're okay, but yeah, I definitely expected Syracuse to win, and they did, and they did it. You know, they were in control pretty much the whole game. It was still close, but you know, they won. It was a comfortable win, you know. So yeah. Number 22, Fresno. Fresno State, you know, the only bad loss is to Minnesota, and other than that, they've won their game. So yeah. At number 21, Cincy. I'm high on that Luke Fickell defense. I want you to come back to Ohio State, buddy, but I know you're chilling at Cincy. What a turnaround year though for Cincinnati. I'm pretty sure they won like 3 games last year. Already had 7. Bowl eligible. Luke Fickell's turned that program around, man, and I personally think they should be in top 25. Georgia Southern knocking off my App State. I love App State. I thought they were. This is gonna be a tough game for App State. I know. I knew that going in, and I'm like, hey, they're probably gonna trail. They'll probably hopefully come back in the 4th, but they weren't able to do so. Georgia Southern not having it, knocking the socks off, or knock them into next year, bro. To be honest, socking them into next year. So I put Georgia Southern, giving them some respect. Utah State. Funny thing is, their only loss is to Michigan State. Did anyone expect Utah State to actually get ranked after that win? Or the real thing is, who thought Utah State was going to be ranked ahead of Michigan State at this point in the year? No one. Utah State's only losses to Michigan State, very close. Opening week, they went to Michigan State. Other than that, they've won, and they've looked very dominant. Houston, Ed Oliver, they've got a really good offense. They've got a really good defensive end in Ed Oliver to help them out on defense. I think this Houston team is, I don't know, man. We'll see. But yeah, I think they're pretty good. So yeah. Iowa, didn't move Iowa because they played really well at Penn State. And just with everyone else losing, the way they did too, like, you know, Iowa's loss out of all these teams in the teens, you know, I think holds up the best, and they looked okay. You know, they were in the position to beat Penn State, and you know, I still think Iowa's a really good football team, and they probably should have won that game at Penn State, to be honest. Penn State making a ton of mistakes, self-inflicting. So yeah, I still think Iowa's a good team. They'll probably win out. So yeah. Number 16, we got Texas losing to losing to Oklahoma State. I actually called this game too. Texas, one of those teams that really hasn't looked dominant at all this year, really. They just beat Oklahoma, which I think was a fluke. And, I mean, Texas, I think, is still... They're obviously better than they were last year, but they're not back, I think, like what people were saying. Utah, I think, is a very underrated team. They're probably still underrated in my pool, honestly. I was kind of flirting if they should be 14 or 15, but, hey, if they keep winning, they'll keep moving up. So, they beat Stanford the week after Notre Dame demolished them, and Utah demolished them as well. So yeah, Florida, they Had a tough loss at Georgia. It was pretty close, I'd say, until around that fourth quarter. Georgia was pulling away. I predicted Florida to win just basically because I thought if they could play like how they did against LSU, they could win. But, of course, they didn't. So, yeah, Florida obviously not one of those elite teams. I think that win against LSU was a fluke. Just Tebow coming back probably juiced them up and gave them tons of motivation to go out in there and pull off the upset that day. So, yeah, I think Florida, they're an alright team. They might slip up again in the year. I wouldn't be shocked if they finish about 9-3 this year. Kentucky, man, holy moly. I thought they lost 3-14 pretty much all game. Until like 6 minutes left in the fourth. They decided to come back and untimed it down, pass interference as the game clock expires. They get one more down and they score. Questionable pass interference, but nonetheless, they took advantage of it and won. Was Kentucky the better team that day? I don't know. But they're definitely going to have to play better if they want a chance to beat Georgia here this week. But hey, I'm rooting for them, so yeah. Penn State at 12. Penn State beat... The only reason I pretty much put Penn State ahead of Kentucky is because Penn State beat a better team than Kentucky this week. And I just, you don't know about Kentucky yet, so yeah. But Penn State looking good. Trace McSorley, what a guy. Coming back after being injured second half. I believe ran like a 50-yard, ran it in 50 yards for a touchdown. I actually watched that play. I was like, oh my god. But yeah, Penn State definitely a good team. Had some self-inflicting stuff there. Safeties, pick six by Trace McSorley, stuff like that. They can clean that up. They can pretty much compete with anybody. So yeah. Number 11, West Virginia. West Virginia back on track, demolishing Baylor. I think they're the second best team now in the Big 12 with a chance to knock off, what's her name, Oklahoma, depending if they can keep it up or not. Washington State at 10. I was hesitant to move Washington State in front of Ohio State just because of how they looked at Stanford. I thought they were going to lose that game, to be honest, until the last couple minutes. So yeah, but they were able to pull it off. They were tired, I think. They've had a rough patch of games. They had a tough schedule. They got through it and they won. And then we'll see what they can do here later in the year. Then Ohio State, of course, at 9. I don't like moving teams ahead in bye weeks, but I mean you kind of just have to here. Two of the teams ahead of them lost, so I moved them up once. So Ohio State, obviously that win at Penn State looks better now that Penn State was able to finally crack the code and win a close game this year. UCF, just a bye week, nothing much to say there. Michigan, bye week, nothing much to say there. Georgia, got things back on track. Yeah, they got to get blown out before they can finally do something. That's just how it goes, it looks like. But yeah, they look good against Florida. Oklahoma, looking good against Kansas State. And I'm high on Oklahoma, man, just because of Kyler Murray, man. I think he can carry him to a playoff and maybe a championship this year. LSU didn't play, had the bye week. Clemson, I almost moved them up to 2 this week, but Notre Dame looked really dominant as well, so it was hard to move them up, but they're looking really, really good. I was doubting them earlier in the year. They're looking good. They still don't have they still have not been tested. They have not been tested all year by a good, legit team, and they won't be tested to be honest until I mean their hardest win was Syracuse and it was at home, and I mean yeah, they barely got out of it, but that was a while back. I would like to see maybe a rematch of that Syracuse game on neutral field. That might be what it will be in the ACC. I'm not sure how the ACC is divided up. They might be in the same divisions. That's probably not possible, but I don't know how the ACC is divided up. But as of right now, Syracuse second best team in the ACC. Clemson won't be tested probably unless they make it to the playoffs. And then yeah, they won't be tested probably until they make it to the playoffs. Notre Dame looking good against Navy. People thought maybe Navy could scare him, but I'm pretty sure Notre Dame jumped out like 27-0 lead. They had control of that game, looking really good. That's why I couldn't really. But Notre Dame and Clemson looked really good this week, so you couldn't really move them around. And of course, Alabama on the bye week. You can't move them because they're just clearly number one. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Feel free to leave down, if you disagree with me. I love having debates with you guys. And yeah, my dog is trying to literally end himself behind the couch, so go check on him. But yeah, college football rankings come out this Thursday. Might do a video on that. But yeah, feel free to leave down your comments. Like, subscribe for more. And I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace out.